Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Hello everyone, what is the tea? What is the Darjeeling? So, today is a video that I never thought I would actually have to make. Today, I'm going to be talking about a situation that has been going on in my life that I've really kept off the internet, but I need to just like kind of vent and actually talk about the situation because the title is not clickbait. This is completely true. I have had a situation with this specific person who was a follower of mine who took things way too far to a stage where we had to get higher powers involved. I think maybe this might be one of the only ways I'm going to get them to really understand. But also, I want to not to try and get sympathy, but just so guys like you guys can kind of understand like some of the things that this kind of job can entail and some of the things that, you know, some people who are influencers and do the kind of stuff that we do, sometimes this does kind of happen. And also just to kind of show maybe some people what lines not to cross, and maybe like so people realize in the future that they don't accidentally make some of the mistakes that maybe this person did. We're going to refer to this person as Sharon. She's called Sharon. That's her name for this video. I don't exactly remember when they came onto the scene. It was about, I want to say, mid 2019. It was like early to mid 2019 this person came onto the scene, and I started to sort of like see their username and see their sort of photo and sort of being like, oh, this person's here a lot. And it started off relatively nice, you know, just the normal hello, I love you, love your videos, that's really nice, I love this thing, love this piercing. And it was nice to have like a new subscriber who was a little bit more involved, and it was nice to kind of, you know, I like it when you know, my audience is very interactive and we can chat and have fun. Like, it's really cool and I love that. Of course, some people do know I do love to interact with you guys a lot, so I reply to a lot of comments and I try to spread my, like, attention out evenly to get, like, just reply to as many people as I possibly can. At the beginning, it was okay and I didn't really notice that much of anything that was, like, red flaggy or anything. But about a month in, I want to say, like, a month in of seeing this person frequently, I started to notice they were tagging me a lot in like posts and like Instagram and like Twitter, and they would kind of like take my photos off my Instagram and re-upload them onto theirs, including the other stuff they were uploading at the time. It wasn't weird or anything. I wasn't like, oh, that's strange. But at the time I was like, oh, they seem to be doing this a lot more than what like average people would do, because I get people do that quite often anyway, but like to the stage that this person was doing, it was like, oh, this is a little bit more than most people would do. And then they started like tagging me on Twitter quite often in things that kind of weren't really related to me at all. It was like, just woke up in the morning everyone, and then put at Roly and Gasha. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're saying good morning to me, and it was sweet. But it started to kind of get to a stage where it was everything. Like, she would just post a photo of her dog, and it would be like, at Roly and Gasha. Then the conversations were happening with people, and it was at Roly and Gasha. And it was a bit like, I don't know why I'm being tagged in all of this stuff, because like most of this stuff isn't actually anything to do with me. So that was like kind of one of the first kind of things I was like, oh, this person must like me quite a lot to be doing this. She got to a stage where it was just a bit much. I will show you a little bit of her Instagram here. I'll put like a thing of what it was like, and you can see, I'm sorry for the awful quality, but you can see like it was kind of got to a stage where like everything was me. Like everything she was posting was me. She was getting photos as well that I don't know how she got. I was like, some of the stuff that she was uploading, I was like, I don't know how you found this photo. Like, I don't understand where this has come from. And like then she would make these like collage things on her stories where it would be like photos of me, like montages of me and stuff, and like very intense of like 10 photos in like a frame, and she'd been putting these together, and she would do this like all day every day. It wasn't just like a one-off day. Like, she would make these collage things on her stories like constantly going on and on and on. And I was like, okay, this person is clearly incredibly involved in me. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of like put a pin here and just keep an eye on this at this time, because I was like, I don't know where this is going to go. And also around about this time, I was getting like family members and people who were my friends sort of like messaging me being like, who is this person? They've like liked all of my photos because you've taken a photo with me. Early on in this time with her, she made friends with another subscriber called, well, I'm going to call her Katie. That's not her name, but I'm going to call her Katie for this story. Katie knows that I love her. I think she's really great. She is one of those subscribers who is involved with a lot of things, but she knows where a line is. She never crosses the line. She's very good and I love her. I feel like they kind of came onto the scene at the same time, but they kind of became friends. They would tweet each other back and forward quite often, and I'd be tagged in a lot of this stuff, to a stage where I actually messaged them and was like, can you untag me in these posts when you're doing it, because you're kind of filling up my feeds and I can't seem to see anything else. I noticed some of the conversations that were happening, and Sharon was saying quite sexual things about me. She would be saying like, I love him so much, I wish I could hold him, I wish I could, you know, touch him and things like that. And it wasn't just like, I'd love to give him a hug one day, like, that's fine. But like when you start saying things, I want to touch him, I was like, what do you mean by touch me? I was like, I don't really understand what this is. It like, what do you mean? This kind of stuff would be happening quite often. And like, I don't really post like topless photos or like anything sort of really highly suggestive on the internet. I never really have. I remember one time I'd posted something and things, she was like, she commented something like, oh, the things I would love to do to your body. And I was just like, it just made me uncomfortable. I was like, I would never, like, she knows I'm a gay man. She knows I'm a gay man. I love men. That, you know, all that stuff. I just didn't like it. Like, there's a very different thing to say, oh, you're hot, oh, you're sexy, or oh, you got a great body. There's a difference between that and saying the things I would do to your body. And it was just a bit like, I don't like it. If a gay man said it, it's a bit different to me than if a straight woman says it. I feel like it's almost like disregarding my sexuality. I saw a tweet that Katie said. I can't find the original tweet, but I have the reply. It was, I had a dream about Roly and Gasha. We were friends, we were hanging out, and we had a lovely time. And of course, absolutely fine. Sharon responded to that, saying that they had a dream about me, and we were like making out in this dream. And I was just like, okay, so you had some sort of like sexual dream about me? Like, it's a bit weird. Like, I don't want to hear about this kind of stuff. So then Katie replied saying, oh, we were just friends in my dream. And I was like, thank you. And then Sharon replied, he was kissing me and I was kissing him. I can remember how soft his skin was. Oh, why did it have to be a dream? And I was just like, you know I'm a gay man. Like, this is like, I don't want to know about how you're having sex dreams about me. Like, it's a bit weird. Like, I don't want to hear this. It's making me feel uncomfortable. And because of everything else she's been saying about like all the things I do to his body and I really wish I could touch him and stuff. And it's just like, I don't want to see that. It makes me uncomfortable. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. And this kind of stuff happened a lot where she would be saying things about my body and all this stuff. And I just didn't like it. And I actually said this to her. I was like, I don't appreciate this kind of stuff. Like, you can say that I look attractive or like I have a good body or whatever. You're taking it too far where it's a bit weird and like talking about having sex dreams about me and how I can still feel the softness of my skin. Like, it's weird. I don't like it. And because of the stuff I post on the internet isn't sexual at all. Like, it's just not it. I don't post that kind of stuff on the internet. So for you to reply with that kind of stuff and to say, I don't like it. And then it happened again. So late 2019-ish time, Callum posted on his Twitter, he was like, in 2020, I want to take more nudes. And I was like, I replied to him, I was just like, I think you've got enough, to be honest. And then Sharon replied to me saying, oh, Roly, please, can I see your nudes? And I was just like, why are you doing, like, stop saying these kind of things to me, especially like when I was having a conversation with Callum. I was just joking with Callum on the internet. Like, after everything you said and I've told you I don't like it, why are you now asking me for my nudes? Like, she said it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. Like, if I had said, like, yeah, here's my nudes, she wouldn't have been like, oh no, I was joking. She would have been like, yes, bitch, give it to me. To a stage where even my friend Noah replied to her. She deleted all the stuff after everything happened, but Noah's responses are still here. Because I said to Callum, I think you've had enough, to be honest. And then that's when she said to me, please, can I see your nudes, Roly? And then Noah said to her, see, that's weird. And then she replied, what's weird? And then Noah replied, you're asking a gay man who you do not know for his nudes. That's weird and uncomfortable. And I was like, I said to him, I was like, I don't like it. It freaks me out a bit. I don't like this like sexual conversation she keeps having about me and my body. And at this point as well, on her Instagram, she was uploading I can't even tell you how many things of me, to a stage where I had to make my tags private. So now I have to like manually approve all of my tagged photos because she was doing it too much. And then she instantly knew that I did that, because I remember she tweeted me going like, why can't I see my tag photos now in your tag section? At the time I kind of just lied and was like, oh, I don't know, I think Instagram's having a glitch, because I couldn't be bothered with the drama. I had a situation with someone a few years ago, back when I lived in Stratford and I moved to Wembley originally. Someone came to the house who was a Patreon, who got too handsy and started like doing creepy things, who actually lived in Canada as well, which was really fucking weird. And he showed outside the house and was taking photos of my like friends coming into my house and being like, can I come in? It was fucking weird. Because this situation started happening, it kind of was like triggering this memory in my mind of this person. I was like, I'm worried now something like this might happen again, because this person is clearly obsessed with me. I'm gonna have to kind of take this a little bit more seriously than just a sort of like more intense fan. So I was like, I'm going to just be aware that I'm gonna have to maybe keep this person sweet, but not too sweet, because I don't want this person to get angry with me or go a bit loopy or something and be like, go and like try to find out where I live and try to come to my house. It gave me flashbacks to him. I didn't really know how to handle it. And like, she would say things like this on Twitter. I honestly was going to change my surname to West because I couldn't think of anything else, and I can't think of anything nicer to be named after. I'm going to try and find somewhere to live after Xmas. And I was like, are you going to try and find where I live and like, live near me? Because you want to change your surname to my surname because you want to be named after me? And I'm like, but you have a daughter. Are you going to change your daughter's surname as well? Like, are you going to, like... I want to stress as well, actually, I've not pointed this out. She's mid-40s. She's not a child. She's not a teenager. She's in her mid-40s. Like, she's a grown-ass adult. So when I found out that she had a child herself who's, like, a teenager, I was like, what is she thinking about this whole situation as well? Like, and you're saying on Twitter that you're going to change your surname to my surname. So the next thing that happened actually really, really pissed me off. I was really angry. I don't exactly remember the start of the conversation. I have screenshots because I remember sending this to my friend back when it happened. I was tagged in this, like, thread of things, whatever, like it always happens. And she had replied to Katie something. And it says... By the way, I think being gay is a birth defect. And I was just like, excuse me, bitch, what? So I just replied, excuse me, birth defect, pardon, what? I was really confused. And then she replied to me saying, oh, I don't know, I like doing research and I read stuff about genetics and brain patterns. I'm fascinated, but have no idea. What do you think? I'm not saying I'm right, by the way. All I had in my mind is because of everything else she'd been saying about me, about how she wanted to like change her name to my name so she could be closer to me, all the sexual things she was saying about my body, and all this kind of thing about how she wanted to be with me and how to do anything to be with me, wanted to touch me, and you are deluding yourself into thinking that I could be with you, and you're disregarding my sexuality. You're being homophobic now, saying that I'm a defect because you could change me so I can be with you. Almost like you can cure me and you can be with me because, you know, you want to be with me, therefore, but you can delude yourself into thinking being gay is a birth defect so you can change me so I can be with you because of all the other stuff you've been saying. This is what it's pointing to. At this point, I was like, I've had enough. Like, I don't think I can cope with this. Like, I don't think I can deal with this anymore. To a stage where, like, I had to, like, joke about it with Luxaria. So Luxaria posted this photo of us on her Instagram, and I actually put, like, a joke in the comments saying, oh, look, us two birth defects together or something like that. Sharon had this meltdown, and it was, like, unhinged meltdown. She was sending me, like, all these messages, like, intensely, talk to me, why not talk to me, I'm so sad, I can't believe I've upset you, I didn't mean to be rude to you, I do respect your sexuality, I do, and I was like, all this stuff, and it was like bombarding me with messages, like full on intense tweets. It was just absolutely like this I can't even explain to you how it made me feel. Like, it was just like I was like actually quite scared. I was like, this is intense. And I like muted her and everything. She kept like making fake accounts, like extra accounts on Instagram, extra accounts on Twitter to like talk to me on, and she kept making these like new accounts because I was like blocking and muting ones. She kept making these new accounts to talk to me on, and I was just like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? And then again, because I had this fear originally of what happened before with that Patreon guy, I was like, oh my god, like this is happening, like this is actually happening. I was getting a bit worried. So again, I made this kind of like business decision to kind of just like smooth things over just so she would calm down. I know you probably think it was maybe dumb of me, but I really didn't know how to, like, I've never had anything this intense before, and I was like, I don't really know how to handle the situation. During this meltdown as well, she'd be rude to me and send me all these horrible sort of things saying like, oh my god, you're just an attention seeker, I can't believe you do this to me, blah blah blah, like this is unreal, like, and it would actually quite insult me quite badly. And then 2 minutes later it'd be like, oh my god, I love you, I'm sorry, and would send me things like this. Hey, sorry about what I did yesterday, but in a way, it's your fault. You could have handled things differently instead of accusing me of things and calling me names. And it was like, what are you talking about? Like, this person is unhinged. I don't know how to explain. Like, I was just like, what's happening? Like, and at this point, I was like, I kind of freaking out. And I was like, do I get the police involved? I was like, do I like take it further? I was like, I don't really know how to handle the situation. And the easiest way in my mind to stop this was just to smooth things over and be like, everything's fine. Please don't do this again. Oh, so will be consequences. I don't know. Maybe it's a wrong thing to do. I don't know. But I just smooth things over. So I'm going to jump forward a little bit because this kind of behavior kind of repeated itself a little bit. But I kind of was at this point, I was like, it's almost like blasé about it. I was kind of like, you'd have your little meltdowns or whatever. I just won't pay attention to it and then you'll calm down and everything's fine. But like, I then joined Twitch. Now, of course, because I started Twitch. Now, Twitch is my smallest like followed platform. There was a lot more chance for people to sort of like message and things, and I have to admit, I really enjoy doing Twitch, and the community we have over there is incredible. Come follow me on Twitch. It's /Roly West over on Twitch. Enough of the plugging. Now, of course, I want to say, even though like it's a slightly smaller audience, I am there also to play a game. Even if like there's not as many people chatting as there normally would be, there was like chats going up. Of course, I'm playing a game, so like a lot of the time I would still miss things that are happening in the chat, even though there wasn't as many people there, just because, you know, I'm trying to play an actual game and play the game right. I started to notice after she would join these things, like Sharon would start to like be a bit funny, like if I didn't like reply to her like Twitch message, I would miss a chat, and then all of a sudden I'd see her like being a bit like annoyed in the chat section of the Twitch, and I was just like, why why? Like, stop. I was like, I can't. Like, why do you keep doing this over and over again? I was like, can you stop? I can't see everything all the time. I don't know what's going on in your mind, or why you think you're now suddenly 50 times more important than any of my other subscribers. But like, I cannot give you my attention 24/7. The world doesn't work like that. I can't do that. Like, I'm not like the tiny influencer who doesn't have many followers. I don't mean that as a read or to be rude, but like, I have a substantial size now on the internet. I can't give you my dedicated attention because I have thousands of other people trying to get my attention as well and talking to me, which I absolutely love. But I love to talk to as many people as I possibly can. I can't just sit there replying to you constantly, and you can't keep getting upset with me because I don't see your comment. You're constantly going on to me about how I'm ignoring you. I don't ignore anyone. Like, Anyway, I'm getting a bit worked up again. I'm trying to do this like composed. What annoyed me when I started doing Twitch about the situation is it started to affect my other audience members, my other viewers, my other chatters. They would then start getting pissed off with Sharon because Sharon keeps having these like meltdowns on stream and like having like a bitch and whine sesh. And like, they were starting to be like, can you stop doing this, please? Like, he doesn't pay attention to me all the time, but I'm not here having a freak out. And they were like, then started going off on each other. And it was just like, this is when I started to get really pissed off the situation because like, yeah, I can handle it. Like, you know, do all the stuff to me, whatever. But don't start involving my other audience members, and like, don't start like getting into fights with other people. And it was really frustrating me at this point. There was one time she came into the chat talking about me as if like I couldn't see what she was saying. It was like, he doesn't want me here. I'm too scared to say hello. I don't want to like do anything because I know that he doesn't want me here and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I can literally see what you're saying. And it was just annoying me. And I was like, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but can we stop this like conversation, please? Like, I don't like, just stop it. And then she put like a bit chat, and it was like, because you got to do 30 bits to get your comment on the screen and read out. Hello, Roly. And I went, hiya. And then she got really pissed off at me because I didn't say hello to her right. And it was just like, for fuck's sake, like, what am I to do in this situation? And she then joined my Patreon and tweeted me and messaged me on Twitch going, I've just joined your Patreon. Now, she joined the lowest tier, which I don't say that as like only the lowest tier. I say that because I appreciate everyone who subscribes to me on Patreon, who wants to donate money, helps my channel grow and all that stuff. And, you know, it's very, very, I absolutely adore you. But, of course, with things like Patreon, there's like the tier thing. So if you do $1, you get like a thank you from me. If you do $2, you get sometimes like video news and stuff that are coming up. If you do $5, you get the Patreon names, because at the end of my videos, you let the Patreon names come at the side of my videos, and so on and so forth. So she was on the lowest tier one, which is like 50p. She joined the Patreon. She tweeted me a couple times saying, I joined your Patreon. And then like was on Twitch going, I joined your Patreon. And I was like, thank you for joining the Patreon. You know, it's great. Thank you. I love the support. Thank you. Which is what, you know, the lowest tier is. And she then had a meltdown about how I hated her and how I didn't appreciate her and how I was selfish and I was trying to get all this money off people just because I didn't thank her the way that she wanted me to thank. Like, you didn't join my Patreon then to help my channel. You joined my Patreon because you were just using it as some sort of excuse to get me to talk. Like, you joined the Patreon for the wrong reason, basically. And I was just like, I can't. I did speak to someone higher up, and they said that unfortunately, unless they necessarily do something to try to contact you in person, they couldn't do anything about it. I started noticing that she was tweeting Katie saying like, why is he giving you attention, not me? Why is he doing it over and over again? And it was like really frustrating to the stage where this happened. I replied to one of their tweets that was going on about arguing or something, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, because I was being tagged in all of this conversation. And Sharon said, oh no, honestly, it was a bit of a joke. Wasn't a joke. Okay, I'll be more honest. I was upset because you didn't like my YouTube comment and we were talking about it. And I was like, what? You're getting pissed off because I didn't like your comment. And the stupid thing is, I did like the comment she was talking about, just not instantly because I was busy. And I was like, what are you having another meltdown for? And I at this point, so this was like the first time that I'd really kind of messaged her properly about this. And I said, you have to stop getting so worked up over things like this, because I actually did like and reply to you, just not instantly. I can't give you my attention 24/7. I like to talk and interact with as many different people as possible, and me not replying to a tweet or post does not mean I hate you or that I don't care. It's really not that deep. I appreciate everything you do, but I have thousands of other people who also do a lot, and I want to show love to them too. This has happened quite a few times now, and it's stressing me out to see, because I don't want to upset anyone, but it's still upsetting to see someone get so upset and angry over something like this when it's not my fault. I love you and everything you do, but please chill out a bit more, and I don't overthink things too much. And like, as you can see, I'm very polite. I'm not rude. I'm not saying shut the F up, but like F off, all that kind of stuff. I was always very polite in the situation. I was very respectful, and I was very like patient with this person. And I know, again, what you're probably thinking, why weren't you blocking them? But I've tried doing this before, and all that does was all of a sudden, it was just like sudden count. I'm going to talk like 1 or 2 extra profiles. And I could always tell when a fake profile was her as well, just because the way that she was talking, because instantly it'd be like, talk to me. Why are you talking to me? I was like, well, this is clearly you. And it was like constant. She then tattooed something on herself. So she tweeted me and said, I've got you tattooed on me now. And she showed me her arm. And on this part of her arm, I'm not sure what arm it's on, she got the initial R, which is for Roly. She got R tattooed on her. I've had people tattoo my sayings. I've had many people tattoo like trot along bitch on themselves or like trigger train. I've had that quite a few times. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I'm like, yes, bitch. I mean, I would never advise you to do things like that. If you like, make sure that when you get tattoos, it's something that you really want. I've always been funny about people tattooing names in people. I've always said, no matter how much you love someone, never get them tattooed in you. I mean, if it's your children, it's slightly different, but like partners or boyfriends or who you love, just err on the side of caution when you tattoo names into you, because you never know what could happen in the future. When she showed me it, I was a bit uncomfortable, but I was like, you know what? If you want to get that tattooed in you, you live your life, girl. Obviously, my name is Roly. Now, I don't know why, but after she got her tattoo done, because I was like, oh, maybe she got an R, so it was a little bit more ambiguous. So like, if something was to go funny, or like maybe someone asked her, she didn't necessarily have to say that it was Roly. She could have said, oh, well, someone I like. I don't know, because just having the letter R was different. But after she got the tattoo done, she kept calling me R. Hey, R, how are you doing? I love you, R. Thank you, R. And everything was R, and I was like, I didn't like it. It made me feel really uncomfortable, because I was like, I felt like almost like my consent was being taken away, because I was like, that's not my name. My name is Roly. If you wanted to tattoo my name on you, just tattoo my whole name. Don't just put a letter R. Like, if you want to do that, fine, but then don't refer to me as R. And I think because of everything else that had happened with this woman, it felt like almost like a power move, or being like, I can call you this, or like, I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, but it just made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, I don't like being called R, and I don't like it. I didn't like it. And she did a couple other things that really pissed me off. She was like, I got the AstraZeneca vaccine ages ago. I was like, compared to everyone else, I was one of the early ones who got it done, because I had an underlying health condition. I was going at the time when it was more the elderly people going, because I was in like the high risk category. I'd posted about having the vaccine and things. I got my vaccine, and she replied to me going like, what's up with your health? And I was just like, who asks that? Like, who is so brazen to ask that kind of question? Like, what's up with your health? Like, again, another meltdown happened because I told her how inappropriate it was. And because I wasn't replying to her, she then assumed that I'd muted and blocked her. So again, loads more profiles were popping up everywhere. And I was just like, I can't handle this. So the next thing that happened along the list, I kind of haven't really been keeping track of time. So now we're talking sort of like early 2021. Now all this other stuff kind of happened throughout 2020, and now this is 2021 we're on now. So I received a DM from Katie saying that Sharon has been saying some weird shit. The only way it could be described as. And when I read this message and saw the screenshots, I was shook to the core. Like, I genuinely was like, I do not know how to react now. So she goes, hi, do you know what Roly's dad name is? And Katie's like, no, why? I do. Really? Yes, it's... okay. How did you find that out? I've seen his grave and his grandparents' graves too. How? His brother's Facebook? Should you really be doing that though? That's Roly's personal life. Thank you, Katie. This is why I love Katie. I know his mum had her reasons for doing what she did, and I'm not going to judge, but I would never desert my child. I'm not saying anything because that's not my place. That's why I said I'm not going to judge. I'm just saying it from a mum's point of view. Ever since Katie and Sharon became friends, there's always been, I don't say rivalry, but there's always been some kind of competition, which is a perfect example of how Sharon's been acting like, why did he like your comment, not mine? Where it's, I know more about Roly than you do. And they've kind of gone back and forth between each other with this, although like I said, Katie would never, ever, 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 ever overstep a mark. Sharon clearly did. Sharon's explanation for knowing about my parents, my dad and my grandparents' gravestones was, I was on your brother's Facebook page just trying to find more photos of you to save to my phone. My brother has absolutely nothing to do with any of this, my online life or anything. I stopped making videos with him 6 years ago. The fact that you would go onto his Facebook page is weird. Like, it's just weird to go on his profile to find more photos of me. You don't need any more photos of me. You've got enough. Look at your Instagram. You got enough, girl. You don't need more photos of me. And then to find photos of my grandparents' gravestones and my dad's gravestones and try to use that to Katie to be like, I know more about Roly than you, to use it as like juicy gossip. Let's talk about his dead parents and his dead grandparents. Like, what are you doing? Like, that is so disgusting and so unbelievably weird and creepy and stalkerish. Like, what are you doing? The death of my grandparents has absolutely nothing to do with you. The death of my father has nothing to do with you. And the fact that you would use that at all in any conversation is fucking disgusting. Absolutely deranged. And I could never imagine talking and speculating as well about why my mother did the shit that she did. But that's not for you to speculate. Unbelievable. No, my mum did not have her reasons for doing what she did. She was... This is absolutely unacceptable. Just totally unacceptable. I remember tweeting about the situation about how it's absolutely unacceptable to do anything like this. Now, of course, no one knows who I was talking about, but of course, Sharon being Sharon, then replied to the tweet exposing herself, saying, oh my god, I'm so sorry, it's a misunderstanding, blah, 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 like crazy, and then replying to all this stuff. And at this point, I was like, I'm actually done. I muted her. I got rid of her on Instagram, muted her from my story, just muted everything. I was like, I don't want you to see anything I'm doing because it's fucking, you're weird now. You're creeping me out. You're being really creepy, like fucking weird. I also got told as well, actually, I meant to say this, I also got told that apparently she found out where I lived. She knew like my address or something. And that was like, what the like, how? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is weird now, and you're scaring me. You're actually scaring me. Oh, I should also say as well, as you probably can tell, we did move house. Now, I didn't say originally in anywhere, but one of the reasons why we moved house was because of this situation. I mean, we did want to move house, but we weren't planning on doing it when we did. We sped up moving because of the situation, because I didn't feel comfortable where we were anymore. And of course, then Sharon did her normal thing where she like went all crazy and started creating all these accounts again because I was muting her and blocking her. And at this time, I was like, I'm going to be quite stern. And it kept happening and happening and happening and happening and happening. And I was just like, oh my God. I'm going to read to you a string of DMs that I was sent by Sharon. I don't really have anything to kind of warn you about the stuff that she says, but it's just... Please remember, I am a stranger on the internet, and I also do not know her. Like, we are not friends. We don't know each other. Like, you know things I put on the internet, but like, ultimately, remember that we are strangers, and I don't really talk to you very often. Like, it's not like we have any real more communication than anyone else of my subscribers. Like, just remember that that is a situation between me and her. I do not know her. I've never met her. I never want to meet her. You've blown this way out of proportion. I asked you if we could put it all behind us and start again, and all I wanted was a yes or no, and you couldn't even give me that. I don't know what you want. I don't know what to do. Tell me. I'll do anything you want. Why don't you understand how much I love you and what I did for you, and I would do it all over again for you? You put up with me because I'm probably the only one that puts up with you. I'm not the crazy one. I'm the victim here. Sit back and think. What did I actually do to you that hurt you so much that it's come to this? Everything I've done is out of love and adoration for you. Please, I even caught you talking about me to them. That's not fair. I'm sorry, but I think you're being rather ungrateful. You know I'm right about all this. I love you and always love you, even your bad side. Please remember why you loved me. You hurt me too when you said you had to rush your moving date because of me, which is bullshit because you didn't move when the patron turned up at your doorstep. I told my brother that too. He found it very amusing because I might be an annoying little sister, but I'm not an effing stalker. Do what you want with this, but I'm tired of it. Sorry for the rant, but someone has to stick up for me. To be honest, some of your fans have stuck up for me, the decent ones who listen to my side of the story as well as your version. And I'm really sorry about what I did on your birthday. I love you so much that you don't understand. I can learn to live without you. I just don't care. I've never met anyone like you, and you've never met anyone like me. I bet no one has ever stood up for you or argued with you like I can, because I can imagine they wouldn't put up with the way you get for as long as I have. Or you're too stubborn for your own good and you chuck them away. You mean the world to me, and if I want something bad enough, I don't let go. I've never wanted to hold on to anyone as long as I have with you. We're both as bad as one another. I love you and I want to keep you. I told you I love you. I love you and I want to help and support you. I love my Roly fan account. I worked really hard on it, and thought of having to delete it hurts my heart. I don't want to lose you. Do you think all this hasn't hurt me too? I even left you alone for a week in hopes you would take me back and see how it would feel, but I still miss you so much. I didn't do this to hurt you. I've been mad at myself for the way things have turned out. I didn't even feel this bad when my daughter's dad left me, and and I was pregnant at the time. You mean so much to me. I want to stress as well, like during these things, like I'm not talking to her. It sounds like she's having a conversation with me. I'm not replying. Like I'm literally not. I'm ignoring this whole section. All the stuff that's happening now. I was ignoring her. I wasn't replying to DMs. I wasn't replying to anything. So it sounds like I'm having a conversation with her. I'm not talking to her at all. Why is it so hard for you to believe that someone loves you? I love you, I swear. I've always loved you with all my heart. Give me a chance, please. I reinstated my Patreon subscription for you too. I dread to think what you'd be like if you actually had a stalker. I was trying to get over you and move on, but now I'm just effing mad at you. Life is too short to hate me. I don't do this to hurt you. You know how much I love you. I know why you're like this, but please love me again. I've helped and supported you by sharing your stuff out, making edits, and also financially too. I've had people follow me because of my fan account. I've made friends because of you. We've helped each other out. I want to keep doing that. Don't throw it away. Do you love me too? Do you forgive me? Do you want to give me a chance? Are you ever gonna talk to me again? I swear I won't let you down. I could give up and let you go, but we're not married or in a relationship. Could have fucking fooled me. I just want to go back to how it used to be when we were friends. Do you still want to sort things out with me or not? And then she tried ringing me. I've had such a nice day considering you weren't there. That's because I spent all day with real friends who actually care about me and don't stab me in the back and stalk me. They're called normal. I even give my stalker an opportunity to come and play again, but I guess I scared her off the second time. Today proved that I can live without you. You might say better off. I just don't want to. And then I danced to like a song. I was singing to like a Swedish song. I bet you any money now. This is Katie's new favorite song. Tell Callum I was really sorry for involving him. He must have thought I was a right crackpot. I actually felt loved and laughed sincerely today. Even I felt guilty about it, but why should I? You were having a whale of a time dancing earlier. You obviously don't give a shit about me anymore. I also want to say as well, I don't want to talk about them drama with other people just because they might not necessarily want to get involved so much, but like she was also sending really vicious, and I mean like vicious, horrible, nasty tweets to Katie and some of the other people in like the Twitch community that we have. Like really horrible things, like nasty, like calling them the C word and vicious, nasty. Like it was absolutely horrible to see. Just for example, Sharon was saying to Katie about someone in the city, by the way, I don't really wish bad on anyone, but I wish when you meet him, you fall flat on your face and break your nose, you nasty little F. Like really vicious, nasty things. And again, this is one of those fake Twitter accounts that she made because he's zero following and zero followers. This is because of you. So what if I got a little upset if you missed an odd comment or I complimented you on how good your body looks? You've turned me into an effing lunatic, crazy psycho stalker fan, and it's not true. Saying things to me like I didn't even feel this sad when my daughter's dad left me when I was pregnant. Like that really freaked me out. Like it's genuinely like she thought we were married or something, or there was like more of a relationship. Please remember that I don't really speak to her very often, no more than I would speak to any other of my subscribers. It's like she's deluded herself into thinking she was this huge part of my life when she was saying things like, oh, I see you don't give a shit about me when you're dancing around in the kitchen, shows that you don't care. And it's like, I don't think about you. Like, you're not in my mind. I don't go, I wonder what Sharon's thinking now. Like, you don't come into my brain. Like, you're not part of my world where it's like, I must think about you when I do. Like, I don't even know how to comprehend how to even explain this. Like, I don't think about you. You're not one of my friends. You're not someone in my life. Like, you're just someone on the internet who seems to be quite obsessed with me. Like, I don't think about you. And I want to stress as well, this is a tiny portion of what she was saying to me. And this went on and on and on. And again, new accounts are popping up, all this kind of stuff, because I'd mute them, and new Twitters were coming up. She was being horrible to all of my followers as well, and constantly saying that I'm the victim. You all guys all doing this to me. You're ganging up on me. You're sending your followers to attack me. I am not sending anyone to attack you. Like you could clearly see, you tweeted that thing to Katie saying, I hope you fall flat on your face and break your nose. You're doing this. Not me. She kept saying over and over again all the time, you could have sorted this out with me in private instead of making it public. And I'm like, you are the one who is making it public. You're the one who constantly keeps coming after people online, replying to my tweets, acting psycho, and then saying that I'm the one making it public. Like, I'm just talking about my life, and you're replying and saying, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Like, you're doing it, not me. Like, you are doing it. It's nothing. You're the one making it public, not me. Not only at this point was she messaging me, she was also obsessively messaging Callum and Luxaria too. Basically the same amount as me as well. So it was getting them involved. even if they were to get rid of her, new accounts again would pop up. This is just one of the messages. I'm not going to read all. There was literally so many, but it was like, please tell Roly that I'm not creepy stalker or the FBI. I didn't pry into his background to find anything out. Basically, I found out by accident. I just went to Jason's page purely to find pictures of Roly to add to my collection. I obviously didn't know what I would find there. The health thing was something Roly said on Instagram. I never said anything about it. I just said I got it early. I found out what health problem was because I went to his personal Facebook page and liked a picture of it when he had the COVID jab and saw his reply to his sister. It's just nonsensical bollocks. Like, it's just digging holes and stuff. Like, hi, I know you've probably forgotten about me by now, but you're obviously not very fond of me or what I said, and I'm sorry for saying it. I'm just an immature idiot whose foot likes to live in my mouth. Please forgive me. Hi, did you ignore my YouTube comment or did you not see it? I'm so sorry about what I said. I didn't mean it. It came out wrong. I can't stand by the fact I've hurt you all. Please forgive me. Hey, I don't know if you're ignoring me or not, but can I really say I'm sorry about what I did? I didn't mean to hurt you. I couldn't take it if you hated me. And that she was sending this to like Callum, Luxaria, like people are just bombarding them with messages constantly over and over again, trying to get them to talk to me or talk to me. And like throughout this process, she keeps saying, I can't believe what I said. I don't have screenshots of everything, but she was constantly like insulting all of us and being really horrifically rude about all of us online. And then suddenly be like, I'm sorry I hurt you. Well, I didn't mean to. Like, this was such a repeated thing now by this time. I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I can't cope with this drama because this was going on for weeks, like weeks of constant barragement of messages. No matter how many times I block her, she would make new accounts. And some of the stuff she was saying, like, I didn't include some of it because I was like, I just don't even want it online. Like, it's too, like, really scary stuff. And obviously at the beginning of the conversation, I said to you at the beginning of the video, I was like, she used to say sexual things about me and how uncomfortable it used to make me. Now, I found out through the grapevine, because, you know, I have a big audience on the internet, so people know who I am. In that time when I wasn't speaking to her, it was like maybe like 2 or 3 weeks I ignored her for and I got rid of her. So someone had like quote tweeted someone saying, bald guys have got nice penises. And then someone replied saying, it's true though. And then Sharon replied to this thread with a photo of me saying, it's a shame I'll never find out. He's so cute, with a heart. Why? What, after all this time, how much I've told you how much I hate you sexualizing me. You then said that you're sad that you don't get to see my dick. And then again, in the stream of DMs saying like, oh, I didn't mean to say it, like, oh, just because, so what if I say something nice about your body? Like, there's something saying that there's a difference between saying, oh, he's hot, and then saying to a gay man, oh, it's a real shame that I don't get to see your dick. A few days ago, I tweeted about how I had an old video from 10 years ago get age restricted, and it was a video from like 2010, and it was just a stupid video of like me just being ridiculous, and it was like, oh, this video has now been age restricted because it doesn't meet our guidelines, and I just posted about it. I don't care about the situation. I thought it was funny, and she replied to my tweet saying good, and I was like, good? I was like, is this a joke and I'm not getting it? Like, so I replied saying like, it's good that my video got age restricted, question mark. I was like, what, understand? And then I posted another screenshot of the video saying, oh my God, I had the word fag in the background the whole time. And she responded to that saying, God, you were so annoying when you were younger. And I was just like, here we go again. What now? What now? What now? And then I went on Instagram and I was just checking my DM, because the thing is as well, because I do like Instagram DM videos and I do reply to a lot of DMs, like I'm in like my other inbox quite often. And so she was then popping up at the top. And then she had put, I love you. And I said, no, you were just rude to me on Twitter, full stop. I'm sorry, I woke up in a bad mood because you ignored me all day yesterday. Yes, I do love you. Absolutely not. So here we go again. I was like, actually, like, I really haven't been ignoring you. Like, for the past 6 weeks, I've actually been interacting with you like normal. So I put this on Twitter and I was like, look, guys, because at this point I was like, you're done. I was like, you've had your chance. And I put it on Twitter and I was like, look, this is not how you act. Don't ever act like this. It's absolutely, like, don't ever do this to an influencer to try and get them to talk to you. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. She then carried on messaging me. The thing you put on Twitter was private. How dare you? And that video I'm making better not be about me, because I started actually saying at this point, I was like, I'm going to make a video about this situation, which is what I'm doing now. It's like, I need to make a video about this. I need to deal with this situation. You're being ridiculous right from the start of all this. You never let me explain anything. You called me crazy. You watched your fans gam up me and effing stalk me and hound me, and you did F all about it. It's because they're sticking up for you. I hope you're effing proud of yourself. You have no idea how much you've hurt me. I love you so much and you're so important to me. I know it might not seem it that way, but it's true. I'm not giving up on you. I know I said that thing about your manhood, but I didn't think you were talking to me, so I didn't think it mattered. I didn't realize I was having my account stalked by your fans. No one was stalking your account. I have a big following on the internet, and I know someone in that thread. And I point out as well, like, even my audience members who weren't even part of Twitch or anything was getting involved, because they started to see this was happening all the time. Like, I tweeted about how I don't like to feel like I'm having a go or being ungrateful, but it's not a nice thing if someone's angry with you when you've literally done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong. They have no right to be mean to you just because you didn't reply or block them. I mean, that's literally what you were doing. I was talking about her. Didn't you get fussed up a while back because Roly didn't reply to a comment or something? Not trying to have a go, but no, I didn't actually. It was nothing to do with that, and I wouldn't get nasty with him if he did ignore me. And I remember it's actually because he didn't like a YouTube comment or something like that. And you, yeah, exactly. So people saw what was happening. It was like, you literally would become vicious and nasty all the time if I didn't reply to you. Like, what are you talking about? You effing prick, how could you still want to make this video? You're only telling your version and I'm making me look bad again when it wasn't like that. Don't forget all the other stuff you've done to me. Just to let you know that I have contacted the police and have spoken to a solicitor. This isn't fair and I will take your video down if I have to. You spiteful git. All because you're effing attention seeker. You don't give an F about anyone but yourself. You insensitive bastard. I've got a child. It's not fair. The story will only be seen by your point of view. Now you care about your child. The final thing that happened after this, because obviously basically what happened is I was on Twitch and someone was asking about the situation. I was like, yep, I'm going to be making a video about her because obviously they guys know about it and they were like worried about me because I was kind of really stressed out and I was tweeting a few things about it and they were really worried about me. So they were like, oh, what's going on? Is it happening? And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to make this video about her. I said, I've had enough at this point. I'm just over this, everything. I'm just done with it. And she obviously has been stalking my profiles and she was like watching my stream and then she started like messaging me again, all this horrible stuff saying, you absolute bastard, I hate you, you're so horrible, how dare you do this to me, I'm the victim, and went on and on and on and on. She then said, and I don't know why she said this, was your ex-boyfriend the one with the sleeve tattoos? And I was like, why have you said this to me? Now, she knows that my ex-boyfriend, the last one that I just had, because I've said it once on one of my Twitch streams, was actually quite abusive to me and he was horrible. Not the guy I spoke about in a video a long time ago. I've never spoken about this guy on the internet, but I was with someone who was really emotionally abusive and really fucked me, like really messed with my head and really messed me up. And I was like, why are you bringing this into conversation? First of all, I don't really know how she knew about him very much, like the way that he looked about having the sleeve tattoo. That really freaked me out because I don't have any photos of him. I don't know how you knew that he had a sleeve tattoo. You're bringing up someone who was abusive to me, who really abused me, really messed with, like really effed me up. And now you're trying to use that against me as like a weapon to try and get me to talk to you. And I just replied to her, that's absolutely disgusting that you would bring him into conversation where it's absolutely not necessary to the conversation. That has absolutely nothing to do with anything, literally nothing to do with anything. The only reason you are bringing this person into the conversation because you are trying to use that as like an emotional tactic to get to me. There's literally no other explanation. There's literally no other explanation for you to bring up this person. And then again, because this is the last sort of message that I have from her. Please don't block me. Talk to me. I didn't know he was the guy. Please talk to me. I can't take it. I swear I didn't do this to hurt you. Please. I love you, babes. I didn't win. What did I win? I lost you. I didn't win anything. I've never given up on you. I didn't know it was him. For fuck's sake, please don't do this. And this just went on for ages because I basically said to her, I was like, well done. You win. You've got to me. You've upset me now. Well done. I was blocking her accounts and she made countless other, like literally, I don't think I've ever seen so many accounts up trying to talk to me, bombarding me with messages. And this was the last tweet that I got from her before I blocked her. Don't forget to put in your video how you've twisted things and took things out of context, exaggerated or accused me of being crazy and made me look the way, or how instead of being a man and sorting things in private, you had to tell everyone on the internet. And don't forget the part where you never blocked me, or when I gave you a chance to F off and leave me alone, you didn't, or how I said I didn't need you anyway and how I can live without you. Then all of a sudden you came back and gave me another chance. Strange, innit? I did fucking block you and you refused to leave me alone. What are you going on about? So she is blocked on everything. Every account that I've had. She keeps making fake accounts to try and talk to me on. I don't know how long this is going to go on for. Hopefully she stops. I don't know. You're just a liar. Like, you are a compulsive liar. You have a severe victim complex. Clearly unhinged. I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't care about you. Like, just leave me the F alone. Stop trying to message me. Just leave me alone. I don't think about you. I don't talk about you. I don't do anything about you. Like, I can't. You are weird and you need help and this is unacceptable and this is what has resorted. You being what you have done, this is your fault. This is not my fault. I've never had this with anyone else, any one of my subscribers ever. I've never had anyone this insane and intense and crazy for me. Like, I don't like it. This is unhinged. It's unwanted. I don't want it. I don't need your support. I don't need your viewer time. I don't need you buying my merch. I never forced you to do any of this stuff. You did this out of your own free will. No one forced you. This is all you. I've never had this problem with anyone else. Literally anyone else. So you can't be like, oh, these people like it, these people do it, these Katie's is bad. No, literally never. Literally never. And I don't want to hear from you ever again. And I know she's gonna watch this video. I know she'll watch the whole thing, and she at the end she's gonna be like, well, you didn't hear my side. You have no side. Like you have no side of the story. You've done all this. This is nothing. You have no side. There are some things in motion. I'm not going to talk about it, but things are happening. I don't want to hear from you ever again. Stop talking about me. Stop watching my videos. Just leave me alone. Like, you're unhinged, and I don't want to be any part of it. And I'm sick of the way, I'm sick of being gaslit. I'm sick of being told that I'm in the wrong when I've literally done nothing wrong. And there is so much more that I could show you in this video, guys. Like, this is a portion of what has happened over the past 2 years. And I can't. It's genuinely like she thought we were married, or like I don't know you. Like, I don't know you. Don't ever act like this with anyone. It's totally unhinged. Like, never act like this with anyone. 99.99999% of you don't ever do this. But if anyone ever has you see any sort of behaviors like this or anything, nip that in the bud right away. If you get red flags of subscribers, just block them. I can't, like, because this is not worth it. Like, it's just. And I don't really have much more words now. I just want to tell this story. This is something I've been dealing with. Some of you have noticed that I've been acting a bit funny recently in videos and stuff, and it's just, that's been going on. But thank you to everyone who has watched this whole video. I'm sorry this has been very intense. I never thought I'd have to make anything like this. I love you. You're incredible. You know, the majority of you, like the vast majority of you, like I said, 99.99999% of you are incredible, and I adore you. Don't let anyone treat you like this. Don't let anyone be nasty to you and say to you that it's your fault. Don't ever let anyone gaslight you. Don't let everyone like emotionally abuse you to talk to them. Like, don't ever let anyone treat you like this. Don't ever let it get as bad as what I've let this get, because I should have blocked her and got rid of her a long time ago, but my stupidity let me keep her in, because I was trying to do the best thing. The way that I thought was the best to handle it was to keep her in there and like just calm her down, because it was easier having an obsessive fan who liked you rather than one who was angry trying to get your attention. But ultimately it just led to a massive explosion of anger and fear and craziness. Like, anyway, insane. Anyway, please hit the like button. Thank you to my gorgeous patrons. I think I'm just gonna leave that. I can't, I'm not in the mindset to like try to do all this stuff now, but thank you for my patrons. I will give you a better shout out in the next video. You're all incredible. I just need to go now and relax for a bit, because I've been filming for 2 hours and I'm really worked up. Thanks for doing this to me. You really fucked me up for a while. Thank you. Yeah. See you later.